A Korean vlogger lands in Nigeria chasing adventure, culture, and the thrill of storytelling. But what starts as a journey of discovery quickly spirals into a fight for survival. When fate pairs him with a mysterious young woman who knows more than she reveals, their path takes a dark turn. Every encounter, every twist was planned long before he arrived. Now, trapped in a web of deception, they must battle through danger, trust each other, and uncover the truth before it's too late. But just when they think they've made it out, something shocking happens that changes everything. For more thrilling African-Korean adventures, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. This is Bella's Story Time. The sun was already burning fiercely over Lagos, casting a gold haze over the sprawling city like it wanted to melt everything in sight. From the window of a sleek airport taxi, Ji-hoon Park stared in silent awe and confusion. He had landed only an hour ago, yet Nigeria already felt like another planet. Traffic stretched endlessly, horns blared like angry symphonies, and hawkers danced between cars, selling everything from roasted plantain to phone chargers. The air was thick with heat and noise, chaotic, alive, and beautiful in a way he didn't understand. Ji-hoon was a Korean travel vlogger, polished, popular, and famously naive about the real world. His videos were glossy travel diaries filled with scripted laughs and drone shots. He came to Lagos expecting exotic beaches and friendly fans. What he got was a swarm of taxi drivers yelling, "Oga, I go, carry you cheap," before he even reached the terminal gate. Still, he smiled into his handheld camera. "Annyeonghaseyo. It's Ji-hoon, live from Lagos, Nigeria. First impressions, wow, it's hot. And everyone is energetic?" He forced a laugh, wiping sweat from his forehead. "Let's find some good food and..." The taxi jerked suddenly. "Ah, sorry, sir," the driver said in a hurried tone. "Traffic light no day work sometimes. Na Lagos be this." Ji-hoon blinked, clutching his bag. "No light? No problem," he murmured awkwardly, trying to keep his humor intact. He didn't notice the motorbike that pulled up quietly beside the car, nor the hand that reached in when the traffic stalled, nor the moment his expensive black backpack holding his passport, wallet, camera, and entire career vanished out the window. "Yeah! Hey! Stop!" Ji-hoon shouted, bursting out of the taxi. He sprinted into the street, dodging cars and yelling incoherently in Korean. People turned to stare, some laughing, some shouting back in Yoruba and Pidgin. The motorbike sped off into the maze of traffic, gone before Ji-hoon even knew which way to run. He stood frozen in the middle of the road, panting, lost, and very much alone. Sweat dripped down his temples, and the reality hit him hard. He was stranded in a country he barely understood without money, ID, or phone. "Sir, you wan die? Come down from road," a market woman scolded, pulling him back to the sidewalk. "Na Lagos, you deo." Ji-hoon stared at her, his mind spinning. "Lagos? Yes, I am finished." Hours later, he sat under a tattered umbrella near Balogun Market, his white shirt stained, and his once perfect hair limp from sweat. His phone battery was dead, and his Korean SIM card didn't even work. That's when Stephanie Adebayo appeared. She was filming with a small phone rig, confident, loud, and full of Lagos energy. Her dark brown skin glowed under the sun, her braids tied up in a stylish bun. She wore a simple t-shirt with "Content is Cash" printed on it. She noticed him immediately. The foreigner slumped beside the road, looking like a lost child. "Excuse me?" she asked cautiously. "You okay, sir?" He looked up, his voice small. "No. I am lost. Someone, take my bag. Everything." She frowned. "Bag? As in, they stole it?" "Yes, stole. Everything. Phone, passport, camera." Stephanie gasped softly, shaking her head. "Ah, you done jam Lagos properly. This one na initiation." Ji-hoon blinked. "Initiation?" "Yes now," she said, laughing a little. "Welcome to Lagos. Nobody truly knows this city until Edon humble you small. He didn't understand most of her words, but her tone made him smile weakly. You can help me? Stephanie looked him over, this sweaty Korean man who clearly had no idea where he was. Okay, she sighed. Follow me before you roast under this sun. Her apartment in Surulere was small but lively walls covered with sticky notes, camera tripods in corners, and posters of YouTubers she admired. Jihoon sat awkwardly on the couch while she offered him cold water. Thank you, he said, bowing slightly. Guy, no day bo here a beg, she teased. Just chill. He tilted his head. Bow. Bad, she chuckled. Not bad, just funny. You'll learn our style. As he sipped water, he noticed her editing a vlog on her laptop. YouTuber? Her face lit up. Yes! Small one. I make videos about Lagos. Life, fashion, hustle, everything. You? He hesitated. I also YouTuber. Korea. Many followers. Stephanie raised a brow. Oh, big YouTuber from Korea lost in my city? That one go trend. He frowned. Trend? Viral, my guy. People go love your story, Korean man stranded in Lagos? Nah, pure content. She laughed, but he looked embarrassed. No, please, it's not funny. No money, no passport. Her smile softened. Relax, Appa. Lagos no go kill you. We go figure out. Over the next few days, Stephanie helped him contact the Korean embassy and guided him through the crazy pulse of the city. He followed her everywhere, to the local market, the bus park, and even her vlogging spots. She translated, bargained, and taught him survival tricks. Rule number 1, she said one morning. Never show your phone in public for too long. Lagos eyes are sharp. Jihoon nodded seriously, pocketing his phone immediately, earning her laughter. Soon, their friendship began to grow, she teased him constantly, and he admired her resilience, her humor, her fearless attitude. He started recording short clips again, this time not for glamour, but for truth. Street vendors, children playing football, Stephanie shouting prices at the market. When he posted one short clip titled How Lagos Saved Me, it exploded online. Within a week, his channel doubled in subscribers. But the comments surprised him. People weren't praising him for his visuals. They were praising her. Who's that Nigerian girl? She's so real. She needs her own channel. Stephanie brushed it off, saying, they're just being nice. But deep down, it warmed her and scared her, because for the first time, someone from a different world saw her not as just another Nigerian hustler, but as a woman worth watching. That night, as the generator hummed outside and the city lights flickered, Jihoon uploaded another video titled My Lagos Oppa Episode 2, The Girl Who Saved Me. He didn't tell Stephanie, and when she woke up the next morning to see her face trending across the internet, her expression wasn't happiness. It was shock and something close to fear. The market was alive with its usual chaos. Hawkers shouting prices, street performers drawing crowds, and the scent of roasted plantain and pepper soup mixing with the warm Lagos air. Stephanie Adebayo led Jihoon through the throng, keeping a careful eye on him as he stumbled over uneven pavement, camera in hand. Appa, focus, she said with a firm tug on his sleeve. Don't just film randomly. Look at people, interact, observe. Lagos isn't just pretty scenery, it's life. Jihoon nodded, still mesmerized by the colors, the smells, and the energy. He had never seen anything like this, not in Seoul, not in any of his carefully staged travel videos. The rawness, the unpredictability. It was terrifying and exhilarating at the same time. Stephanie paused at a small corner stall, bargaining fiercely with the vendor over a batch of suya skewers. Jihoon tried to imitate her, waving his hands and speaking in awkward pidgin, drawing a chuckle from the vendor. Stephanie laughed too, but her eyes scanned the crowd sharp, wary. Something had caught her attention earlier. a shadow at the edge of the market. At first, she dismissed it as a passerby, but now the feeling lingered. There was a man, standing just beyond the throng, watching them closely. His face was obscured under the brim of a dark cap, his hands tucked into his pockets. Every time she blinked, he seemed to shift slightly, keeping his distance yet not disappearing. "Stephanie?" Ji-hoon asked, sensing her sudden tension. "What is it?" She shook her head, trying to remain calm. "Nothing, just pay attention to the filming. Don't worry." But her stomach churned. Lagos could be chaotic, yes, but instinct told her this wasn't random. As they moved deeper into the market, Stephanie kept glancing over her shoulder. The man was still there. He didn't follow closely, but his eyes were fixed on them. Each time she met his gaze, he'd quickly look away, blending into the crowd like smoke. She felt a bead of sweat slide down her temple, not from the heat, but from an unsettling certainty. Something was about to happen. "Oppa," she said quietly, lowering her voice. "We need to stick together. Don't wander off. Not even a little." Ji-hoon nodded solemnly, sensing the seriousness in her tone. Okay, I trust you." They turned a corner, stepping into a narrower alleyway that smelled of fried yam and damp concrete. Stephanie motioned for Ji-hoon to stop. She crouched slightly, scanning the exit points. "I know this area well," she whispered. "If someone is following, we can lose them here. Lagos has ways of hiding people and of making people disappear." Ji-hoon swallowed hard, feeling the weight of her words. Up until now, he had thought Lagos was just chaotic and colorful. Now he realized it could also be dangerous. And he had no one to rely on but Stephanie. The man in the cap finally made his move. He emerged from the shadows, quick, silent, and deliberate. He was tall, his build athletic, and he wore a thin black jacket that flapped slightly as he walked. His eyes never left Stephanie. Stephanie grabbed Ji-hoon's arm, pulling him behind a pile of stacked crates. "Stay low!" she hissed. Ji-hoon's heart pounded. Who is he?" Stephanie didn't answer immediately. She had no idea, but she knew one thing. He was connected to Ji-hoon's viral video. She had seen the same sharp look on people who worked in entertainment or business when they realized someone had just become influential overnight. The man stopped a few feet away, speaking into a small earpiece. Stephanie couldn't hear the words, but his urgency was clear. He glanced around, then finally turned and melted into the crowd, or so it seemed. Stephanie exhaled slowly. "He's watching us, and he knows about the video. I don't know what he wants yet, but we need to be careful." Ji-hoon looked at her, confusion and fear battling with curiosity. Why would someone care about a silly video? It's just fun. Stephanie shook her head. It's never just fun. Not when money, reputation, or power is involved. And I have a feeling this isn't about views or likes. There's more. Something they're hiding. Determined to regain control, Stephanie suggested they continue filming, but this time, she took complete command. She guided Ji-hoon to a quiet rooftop cafe overlooking the bustling streets, far above the noise below. Here, they could record without interruptions, and she could ensure no one else was spying on them. As Ji-hoon adjusted his camera, Stephanie spoke candidly. "Appa, I need you to understand something. Lagos is not Seoul. Here, things can change in seconds. People you think are strangers might not be. You have to be aware at all times." Ji-hoon nodded, watching her carefully. For the first time, he realized how fearless she was, how grounded. He had assumed that because she smiled so often and joked so easily, she had no worries. Now he saw the depth beneath her laughter, a mix of resilience, caution, and intelligence that was entirely unfamiliar to him. "Stephanie," he said quietly, I don't know how to do this. Lagos, the video, all of it. I feel like I'm falling into something I don't understand." Stephanie placed a hand on his arm. "Good. That feeling is useful. Never forget it. It keeps you alert. It keeps you alive. They filmed a segment for the video, laughing and teasing each other, but the tension lingered like a shadow. Every glance toward the streets below reminded Stephanie of the man who had watched them earlier. Every smile Ji-hoon offered felt slightly nervous, almost guilty. As the sun began to set, painting the Lagos skyline in shades of orange and crimson, Stephanie and Ji-hoon wrapped up filming and prepared to leave the cafe. She led him down a back staircase that emptied onto a quieter street. "Tomorrow, we need to plan," she said, her tone serious. "We can't just keep reacting. Someone is clearly interested in you or your video, and I don't trust that it's friendly." Ji-hoon swallowed, nodding slowly. I trust you. I'll follow whatever you say." Stephanie's lips pressed into a thin line. "Good, because this is only the beginning. The stranger today, he's a warning, and tomorrow, things might get more complicated. Lagos is full of surprises, some good, some dangerous, and some that could change our lives forever." As they walked into the darkening streets, the distant hum of generators and car horns blending into a symphony of chaos, Stephanie felt a chill run down her spine. She didn't know who the man was, what he wanted, or how he would interfere, but she knew this. The city that had given Ji-hoon safety and opportunity today could just as easily become a trap tomorrow. And somewhere in the shadows, the stranger was already plotting his next move. The next morning, Lagos rose with its familiar chaos, honking cars, hawkers shouting prices, and the distant wail of sirens blending into the city's heartbeat. Stephanie Adebayo moved through the streets with practiced ease, her braids swinging as she guided Ji-hoon through narrow alleys and bustling marketplaces. But beneath her calm, her mind churned with unease. The stranger from yesterday hadn't been far. She could feel it, an invisible thread tying them to something bigger, something she didn't yet understand. Every glance over her shoulder, every cautious movement, reminded her that they weren't alone. "Appa," she said quietly as they navigated a crowded street. "Today, we need to be strategic. We can't just film for fun anymore. Someone is watching, and I have a feeling this is about more than the video." Ji-hoon nodded, adjusting his camera. "I don't understand. It's just a video, right? Why is anyone bothering us?" Stephanie shook her head. "It's never just a video. Someone is interested in control, money, or power. And in Lagos, things move fast. We need a plan, or we could get burned." By noon, a sleek black car pulled up beside them, the engine humming like a predator. Stephanie instinctively stepped back, shielding Ji-hoon. The window rolled down, revealing a man in a tailored suit, the same man from the market. He offered a polite but chilling smile. "Stephanie Adebayo," he said smoothly. "And this must be Ji-hoon Park." Stephanie's pulse quickened. "Who are you? What do you want?" The man's smile didn't falter. "My name is Mr. Sung. I represent a group with a professional interest in Mr. Park's recent viral video. We would like to discuss a business proposition, one that benefits both of you." Ji-hoon's eyes lit up. "A deal? Really?" Stephanie shot him a sharp look. "Appa, be careful. This isn't necessarily good news." Mr. Sung handed Stephanie a small envelope. "Inside, you will find details of the contract. We offer exposure, sponsorships, and assistance to grow your platform officially, but we also ask for compliance and exclusivity." Stephanie took the envelope but didn't open it immediately. Something about Mr. Sung's tone and the calculated confidence in his eyes unsettled her. "And if we refuse?" she asked, her voice calm but firm. He paused, then smiled faintly. "Refusal is also an option. But opportunities like this do not wait. Lagos rewards the bold and punishes hesitation." Back at her apartment, Stephanie carefully opened the envelope. Inside were contracts, detailed clauses, and terms of exclusivity. Ji-hoon leaned over her shoulder, trying to read. "This is serious," he whispered. "They want all control, even of your videos." Stephanie nodded slowly. a storm of emotion brewing inside her. She had worked years to build her small content business. Every video, every strategy, every connection had been her own. And now, a stranger from a foreign agency, motivated by power and profit, was demanding control. "I can't just hand over my story," she said firmly. "Not to them. Not to anyone. I worked too hard for this." Ji-hoon looked at her, conflicted. "But they can help us. We could reach millions more. Maybe this is a chance we can't ignore." Stephanie shook her head. "A chance that comes at the cost of our freedom is not a chance at all." As they debated, a notification pinged on Stephanie's phone. It was a direct message from an unknown number. "You think you're in control? You have no idea what's coming. Stop interfering with what isn't yours." Stephanie felt a chill run down her spine. Someone was watching them closely, and now they were threatening her. She showed Ji-hoon the message. This is serious," Ji-hoon said, eyes wide. "Who could?" Stephanie didn't answer. She didn't know. But one thing was clear. Someone powerful was trying to manipulate them. And their story, their lives, were now at risk. The next day, Stephanie and Ji-hoon decided to continue filming, but with extreme caution. Every shot, every angle, every street they visited was carefully planned. Stephanie's instincts told her they were being monitored, and she had to protect both of them. But as they filmed near a popular Lagos bridge, the stranger appeared again, this time much closer. He lingered across the street, partially hidden by a vendor's umbrella. Stephanie noticed him instantly and quickly signaled Ji-hoon to stop filming. "Hide the camera," she hissed. "Now," Ji-hoon fumbled, confused but obedient. The man raised his phone and snapped pictures before disappearing into the crowd. Stephanie's heart pounded. Whoever he was collecting evidence that could be used against them at any moment. "We need to act fast," Stephanie whispered. "Tomorrow, we leave the city for a few days. We'll plan our next move without them knowing. But," her voice faltered, "we have to trust no one." Ji-hoon looked at her, fear and admiration mixing in his gaze. "Stephanie, I trust you. I'll follow whatever you say." She nodded, but deep inside, she knew that trust alone wouldn't be enough. They were up against more than just a viral video or a manipulative agency. Someone was orchestrating events from the shadows, and soon, they would strike directly. That night, as Stephanie and Ji-hoon reviewed their footage, Stephanie's phone rang again. The caller ID was blocked. She hesitated, then answered. A cold, unfamiliar voice spoke. "Stephanie Adebayo, you think you can protect him and yourself? You are already too late. The decision is no longer yours." The line went dead. Stephanie felt her stomach drop. Ji-hoon looked at her, alarmed. Who was that?" Stephanie didn't answer immediately. Her mind raced through possibilities, trying to figure out who had the power, the reach, and the audacity to issue such a threat. "We're in deeper than I thought," she whispered. "And if we're not careful, someone could take everything from us. Our videos, our story, even our lives." Ji-hoon's hands clenched into fists. "Then we fight. Together." Stephanie looked at him, seeing determination mixed with vulnerability. She realized she had underestimated him. He wasn't just a naive foreigner lost in Lagos anymore. He was becoming someone willing to stand by her, no matter the risk. Outside, the neon lights of Lagos flickered against the night sky. Somewhere in the distance, the stranger watched again, his plan advancing, his next move inevitable. Stephanie and Ji-hoon had no idea the storm that was about to hit them, a storm that would test their trust, their courage, and their hearts in ways they had never imagined. And in that storm, only one thing was certain: nothing would ever be the same again. The Lagos morning was unusually humid, sticky enough to cling to the skin like a second layer of clothing. Stephanie Adebayo walked briskly through the streets with Ji-hoon Park, every sense alert. She had barely slept the night before, haunted by the anonymous phone call, the shadowy stranger, and the rising tension from the viral video. Oppa, she whispered, glancing at him. Today, we have to be extra careful. Someone is planning something, I can feel it. The stranger isn't just watching anymore, he's moving. Ji-hoon adjusted his hat nervously. Stephanie, what do you mean? Moving? Like… Stephanie's eyes scanned the busy street. Vendors shouted prices, car horns blared, and children played football in the alleyways, oblivious to the danger that was creeping closer. Like a direct threat. Something that could change everything if we're not ready. We need to protect ourselves and control the narrative, or someone else will do it for us. Ji-hoon swallowed hard. I didn't sign up for danger, he admitted quietly. Stephanie smirked faintly, though the edge of worry never left her expression. Welcome to Lagos, Appa. Danger comes with the territory. They arrived at a popular cafe near Victoria Island to film a segment. Stephanie insisted on a corner table with a view of the street, giving them some sense of security. Ji-hoon set up his camera, while Stephanie observed every passerby, every unusual movement. You see that guy? She asked, nodding subtly toward a man in sunglasses who appeared to be casually walking past their cafe. Notice how he keeps looking at us? He's not here to drink coffee. Ji-hoon followed her gaze. He looks familiar. Like the stranger? Stephanie nodded, a grim expression on her face. Yes, he's scouting us, probably reporting back to someone. And if he knows where we go next, we could be in serious trouble. Ji-hoon's hands shook slightly as he picked up the camera. What do we do? Stephanie took a deep breath. We finish filming, keep it calm, and leave through the back alley. No one notices us. Every step from now on is calculated. As they wrapped up filming, Stephanie's instincts screamed. She noticed a black van parked across the street, an unusual sight in such a busy area. The stranger from before was nowhere in plain sight, but Stephanie knew he was watching. Suddenly, the van's doors opened quickly, and two masked men emerged, moving with purpose. Stephanie grabbed Ji-hoon's arm. Oppa, run! Ji-hoon's legs felt like lead, but he obeyed instinctively. Stephanie led him through the crowded streets, weaving between vendors and dodging traffic, adrenaline pumping through her veins. The masked men pursued, their intent clear: capture or intimidate them. Stephanie's mind raced. She needed a plan, and fast. She remembered a nearby underground passage, a narrow alley that led to the riverbank. This way! She shouted, pulling Ji-hoon along. They reached the alley and ducked into shadows, holding their breath as the masked men ran past the entrance, missing them by seconds. Ji-hoon exhaled shakily. Stephanie, they almost got us! I know, Stephanie replied, her voice tight. And if we can't outsmart them, they will. We're not just fighting for a video anymore. We're fighting for our safety and our lives. Her phone buzzed urgently. A message appeared from an unknown number. We have your foreign friend. Stop filming or he will be harmed. S. Stephanie felt her stomach drop. Her eyes darted to Ji-hoon, who looked pale, his usual confident, cheerful demeanor replaced with fear. They have you in mind? She shook her head quickly. No, it's a bluff, but we can't ignore it. We need allies. Stephanie decided to call an old friend, Tunde, a local journalist and fixer who knew the city's underworld better than most. Within an hour, Tunde arrived, sleek and confident, driving a nondescript SUV. Stephanie quickly explained the situation. They're after Ji-hoon, she said, urgency in her tone. And the stranger. He's not just some agent. He's connected. Someone powerful in Seoul and here. I don't know how, but he has resources. Tunde nodded gravely. Then we move carefully. Lagos is alive, but it also keeps secrets. I can arrange safe houses, safe routes. We just need to anticipate them before they anticipate us. Ji-hoon listened silently, absorbing the gravity of the situation. He had traveled the world, thinking he could film, edit, and post without consequence. Now he understood that one misstep could cost more than a career, it could cost their lives. Stephanie and Ji-hoon spent the next hours moving between safe locations, hiding in the chaos of Lagos. At each stop, Stephanie taught Ji-hoon how to read the environment, how to spot a watcher, how to blend in, and how to protect himself. For the first time, Ji-hoon realized the value of true street smarts, something no glossy YouTube tutorial could teach. Despite the tension, moments of levity emerged. Ji-hoon spilled coffee on himself, Stephanie mocked him mercilessly, and laughter broke through the fear for fleeting seconds. These moments reminded them that they weren't just surviving, they were building trust and connection, a bond forged in danger and understanding. By nightfall, Stephanie and Ji-hoon returned to a safe house arranged by Tunde. The city lights flickered across the skyline, and the distant hum of traffic was oddly comforting. Stephanie checked her phone again, no messages this time. Ji-hoon turned to her, his voice quiet. "Stephanie, I don't know how I could ever repay you. You saved me, and now I feel like I owe you my life." Stephanie smiled faintly, though worry remained in her eyes. "We'll survive this together, Appa. That's enough for now. But tomorrow, we need a plan to turn the tables. Because whoever is behind this, they won't stop." As they settled in for the night, a shadow flickered outside the safe house window. A figure familiar and terrifying paused for a moment, then disappeared into the darkness. Stephanie's heart raced. The stranger had escalated his game. The next move would be decisive, and neither she nor Ji-hoon could predict how dangerous it would become. And somewhere across the city, the message was clear. Their lives were now part of a larger game, one with high stakes, powerful players, and secrets that could destroy everything they held dear. The first light of dawn broke over Lagos, turning the skyline into a palette of golds and deep purples. Stephanie Adebayo sat silently in the safe house, her phone in hand, scrolling through the updates from Tunde. Every piece of information, every pattern in the stranger's movements was crucial. Today, they would make their move. Ji-hoon Park, for the first time in days, was calm. The fear that had gripped him since the attempted kidnapping was replaced by determination. He looked at Stephanie, admiration and trust reflected in his eyes. "Stephanie, whatever happens today, I'm with you, always." Stephanie smiled faintly, a mix of pride and worry. "Good, because today, we stop reacting and start controlling. No more hiding, no more fear. We're going to end this for good." Their plan was simple, but risky. Using the intelligence Tunde had gathered, they would lure the stranger and his operatives into a controlled environment, an abandoned warehouse on the outskirts of Lagos. Stephanie and Ji-hoon would be armed not with weapons, but with strategy, allies, and leverage, proof of the stranger's intentions, surveillance recordings, and the very viral video that had set everything in motion. "Remember," Stephanie whispered as they drove through the humid morning streets, "this isn't just about us. It's about protecting our story, our lives, and every decision we make from now on. One wrong move, and it's over." Ji-hoon nodded, gripping the edge of the seat. "I trust you. You've led me through everything so far. I'll follow." Arriving at the warehouse, they saw shadows moving inside. Clearly, their adversaries had already arrived. Stephanie and Tunde exchanged a brief look and signaled Ji-hoon to stay close. "Remember, Ji-hoon," Stephanie said quietly, "we're not fighting with violence. We're exposing them. That's how we win." Inside, the air was thick with tension. The stranger, the man Stephanie had feared from the start, stepped forward, removing his cap. His face was sharp, composed, and unmistakably Korean. Recognition hit Ji-hoon instantly. It was Mr. Kim from the Seoul agency, the one who had tried to control their videos and fame. Stephanie's eyes narrowed. "So it's you. I should have known Seoul would be behind this." Mr. Kim's lips curled into a smile. "Stephanie, Ji-hoon, you're clever but naive. I wanted to make this simple. Bring you under control. Leverage the video for profit. But you insisted on complicating things." Ji-hoon stepped forward, anger in his voice. "You threatened Stephanie. You threatened me. And for what? Fame? Money? You don't get to play with people's lives." Mr. Kim's expression remained calm. "I'm just business, Ji-hoon. Nothing personal. But in business, emotions are distractions. That's what you don't understand." Stephanie stepped in, holding up a small device. "Actually, we do understand. And we also recorded your men following us, your threats, and your plans. All of it is documented. Lagos doesn't forget, and neither do we." Tunde, who had remained in the shadows, projected surveillance footage onto the warehouse wall. The masked men from previous days were caught on camera, scouting Stephanie and Ji-hoon, coordinating with Mr. Kim, and even planting false narratives online. "You see?" Stephanie said firmly. "Your plans aren't invisible. We know everything. And if you try anything now, it's over. Not just in Lagos, but globally." Mr. Kim's eyes flickered, a shadow of frustration crossing his otherwise composed demeanor. He realized the game had shifted. The prey had become hunters. Ji-hoon took a deep breath. "We're done following your rules. Stephanie and I, we make our own rules now." Mr. Kim smirked faintly, then, unexpectedly, raised his hands. "Very well, you win, for now. But remember, fame and power are never simple, and you two, you're lucky I respect talent." Stephanie and Ji-hoon exchanged a glance, cautious relief, tinged with disbelief. The threat had ended, for now. But Lagos, the city that had tested them, still pulsed around them, reminding them of its unpredictable nature. After Mr. Kim and his men left, Stephanie and Ji-hoon sat in the quiet warehouse, the tension finally dissipating. For the first time in days, they allowed themselves to breathe. Ji-hoon broke the silence. "Stephanie, I don't know how to thank you. You saved me more than once. You taught me more than any video ever could." Stephanie smiled softly. "We saved each other, Ji-hoon. Don't forget that." He looked at her, earnest and vulnerable. I've learned something here. Lagos isn't just chaos. It's life, real life. And you've shown me how to live it, not just watch it." Stephanie felt a warmth in her chest she hadn't expected. "And you've shown me that trust can cross oceans and cultures, that sometimes letting someone in isn't weakness." Their eyes met, unspoken feelings bridging the gap between Korea and Nigeria, between two worlds that had collided in the most unexpected way. Over the next few days, Stephanie and Ji-hoon worked together to release their content on their own terms, videos that celebrated Lagos, its people, and their story. The viral video now told the truth, with Stephanie in control of her narrative and Ji-hoon embracing authenticity beyond scripted travel diaries. Comments from viewers poured in. "This is the real Lagos. Raw, vibrant, amazing. Stephanie is incredible. Love her energy and perspective. Ji-hoon finally shows heart. Beautiful story." Their bond deepened. No longer just allies, but partners in life and creativity. Stephanie realized that Lagos had not only tested her, it had given her a partner who respected her, challenged her, and loved her across continents. The final night of their ordeal, they stood together on the rooftop of Stephanie's apartment, overlooking the city skyline. The lights reflected on the water below, shimmering like stars brought down to earth. Ji-hoon took her hand gently. "Stephanie, I don't want this to end. I don't want to leave Lagos, and I don't want to leave you." Stephanie's eyes glistened. "Ji-hoon, maybe this city brought us together for a reason. Maybe this is just the beginning." He smiled, brushing a stray braid from her face. "Then let's start our story together. No scripts, no cameras, just us." Stephanie nodded, heart full, as the Lagos skyline stretched endlessly before them, chaotic, beautiful, alive. And in that moment, across continents, across cultures, across fears and threats, they found something real, Somewhere in the distance, the city hummed, alive with stories, but theirs had finally found its voice authentic, unshakable, and unforgettable.